Hello, welcome to this quick update for parts of Australia and other areas. So, we want to mention some storms that are happening in some areas. So, now we have some showers near parts of Oceania, a storm or two in northern Vanuatu, and even northern Australia there. But we are getting a new forecast about northern Australia, like the Northern Territory, might experience some more thunderstorms in the coming days, especially like today's Wednesday, the 30th, like this afternoon already shows some more storms there, and like they diminish at night, shows a storm or two in Queensland, but like Thursday afternoon once again shows more storms parts of Northern Territory and northernmost Western Australia. And then let's see, this is Friday, right? Shows some more lingering showers and storms, but not as much as Thursday. And then Saturday it quiets down a little bit, but a storm or two in some areas. So be aware those areas. There's the GFS2 shows those storms this afternoon, Northern Territory, and shows more like Thursday afternoon near Queensland and Western Australia, Northern Territory. Even Friday shows a storm or two there in the Northern Territory. So be aware those areas. Let's see. There's the access too, shows uh, some storms to this afternoon there and this evening and even tonight, like Northern Australia, and show like Thursday, uh, maybe in near Queensland, but Thursday the axis has more storms throughout Northern Territory and even northernmost Western Australia, but especially like Thursday night in parts of the Northern Territory and Thursday afternoon. So be aware, Friday the 1st, it still has a storm or two there, especially Friday night or something. The axis has some bigger storms there in Northern Australia, so be aware. And then Saturday shows some showers, but not really much. There's the icon too, show like this afternoon, Wednesday, some storms there, the Northern Territory, and maybe near Queensland on Thursday, the 31st. And yet again, like Thursday afternoon shows more in the northwestern Australia, Northern Territory, and some in Queensland. So be aware, Friday the 1st shows a storm or two in the afternoon there as well. And Saturday, maybe northwestern Australia shows a storm or two, then it quiets down. But be aware, uh, this week there, Northern Australia, there's the European model, the accumulation. So if I put this until November 3rd, it does show more rain there, Northern Australia, and it has like, let's see, millimeters. So it has close to 72 millimeters about Northern Territory, 43 to 37 millimeters, and this might come in the form of thunderstorms. So be aware, shows more in Queensland too, and in other areas. This is until Sunday. If I put this until Friday, shows a little bit less, but generally the heaviest storms will be from today, Wednesday, and Thursday, tomorrow. So be aware. The GFS has less, but it has like more broad areas, like 44 millimeters in a spot or two, 46 millimeters. So be aware of those storms. There's the excess. Let's see if it loads. So the axis has a lot actually. It has close to like 105 millimeters. So the axis is showing a little bit heavier storms, and some other areas of the Northern Territory, and Queensland has like northeastern Queensland, northwestern Queensland actually, some more storms too. So be aware. In Western Australia, there's the icon. The icon's like showing very little there, but it does show some storms too. So be aware in those areas. This forecast might change still, but we have high certainty that there will be storms there. And also maybe on the east coast, a storm or two there. Show like a little bit of accumulation in New South Wales and Queensland, especially southeastern Queensland, and maybe a finger or two in southwestern Australia. And then there's the GFS, shows more on the east coast and some fronts in Tasmania, and the access to has some storms near the east coast there. So be aware. And like on the map here, the European shows those storms in the north and shows from time to time a storm or two on the east coast there. Especially like Thursday shows some stuff near New South Wales and Queensland. And then in New Zealand, uh, today's Wednesday, we still have some rain there, but it does show a new system like arriving Friday on November 1st, late Thursday into Friday, with some more heavy rain in the South Island and some stuff on the North Island too. So be aware that front passes. We should have another front on Monday, November 4th, but we're still watching that. And on November 7th and 6th shows more stuff too. So be aware in those areas. The GFS shows a similar thing, those fronts there on November 1st, and then some snow until November 2nd, South Island, and on November 4th, potentially another front. So be aware. The accumulation from the GFS until the 3rd is more in the South Island there. If you zoom in very, very close, like some 82 millimeters in some areas there, and some rain in the North Island, but less. The European model has more in the South Island too, along those highlands in many areas, especially like some areas of 117 millimeters in parts of the South Island there. It has some showers in the North Island too, but nothing crazy. The excess has a lot there, so the excess has even more. It's like 216 millimeters in the South Island, so be aware there. But all these models have like different ideas, so we can know for sure what will happen, but there'll be some heavier rain there. So like some 167 millimeters by the icon, so be aware those areas. There might be a tiny bit of snow too. The does show by the icon some snow in those higher elevations of the South Island, and the European shows a little bit as well, especially in some mountains southwestern New Zealand. The GFS has a little bit as well there, and the excess has like a little bit more in those mountains there, so be aware too. And the temperatures are still cold there, especially at night in the high elevations, those negative temperatures in the mountains. In the day warms up in the lower elevations, even the higher ones, but generally stays colder there at night. But some days will be less cold and some days will be colder. Like Saturday November 2nd, so like -4 in the mountains, but Friday November 1st shows only like some 2 degrees or something, so it fluctuates. Be aware. And then Sunday on November 3rd does show some colder temperatures there too. During the afternoon show like some 10-12 degrees, especially in the coast, but in the mountains still cold, so be aware. And the North Island is similar, especially some mountains in the North Island. So like this is November 3rd, some 0 degrees there, but places like Auckland and some areas some 14-13 degrees, even 16 degrees during the day. So be aware. In Australia, we still have this heat wave, northwestern Australia especially, like 40 degrees, 41 degrees in Western Australia there. So be aware. Shows more there in westernmost Australia, except in the immediate coast because there's the ocean, but show like very hot temperatures there. Then Wednesday shows those milder to colder temperatures in the south, some 7 degrees, 12 degrees in the south there. And then Thursday afternoon, the Europeans really hot with those temperatures. So it has some spots of the desert to 44 degrees Celsius, all the way to 45 degrees Celsius. Many cities there like Balgo, some 41, Marble Bar, some 43 degrees. So please be careful with this heat wave there. And then still shows colder in Tasmania at night, 6 or 5 degrees. And this like this is Friday, November 1st. The European has all the way to 46 degrees in the desert there. That's very dangerous temperatures. Marble Bar like 45 degrees, 43 degrees in those areas. So stay safe. The GFS doesn't have as hot, but it has like 43 degrees too. So be careful. The icon for 43 to 45 degrees. So be careful those areas. And yeah, this is November 1st. On the night of like November 1st to November 2nd, like Friday night to Saturday, showed like some 0 degrees in Tasmania. Saturday morning, some 2 degrees, and like Victoria, some 1 degree two in the mountains. So be aware. But Saturday afternoon, it comes all the way back up again to 46 degrees, 45 degrees in those areas. So stay safe there. Northern Australia is not as hot because of the storms, but does show more than 36 degrees. So be aware. Shows, but on November 2nd, it shows this heat coming all the way to southern Australia. So this model is 44 degrees in South Australia on November 2nd, 43 degrees. This would be a very crazy scenario. But the GFS also has like 42 degrees in South Australia, November 2nd. The excess are like 43 degrees there too. And the icon are like some 43 degrees. But you can see there's a sharp boundary. This might be a cold front or something. Like 22 degrees on one side and 43 on the other side. So be aware there. And then this goes still might get on November 3rd, so very hot for 40 plus temperatures northwestern Australia, but also Queensland and parts of Northern Territory, close to 43 degrees on like November 3rd. And this heat might bring some 30 degrees plus to New South Wales too. So be aware. Be aware in those areas. Now the rain accumulation does show like the European for Oceania has some more storms near Fiji next 5 days, some 77 millimeters, Vanuatu, some more showers and storms, and especially like French Polynesia is a little bit less, but does show a shower too in Papeete, and especially northern French Polynesia, some more showers. And even like some very south places like Rairua and other areas, there might be some showers. But be aware, southern Tonga and other parts of Tonga. And the GFS is also like southern Fiji, Vanuatu, some more storms, especially in the Solomon Islands and Papua New Guinea, some heavy rain there. So be aware those areas, but nothing that crazy. So but always be cautious during thunderstorms and everything. So the winds, nothing that crazy. Maybe in Tasmania some gusty winds the next few days, like kilometers per hour. So be aware, northern Australia, those storms might have a gusty wind from time to time, but nothing that crazy to show. Like in New Zealand, some stronger gusts maybe on the 31st, New South Wales, and let's see, and maybe near Western Australia on November 1st because of a system there. And the European also is like Northwestern Australia November 1st too. So yeah, be aware. And it has like some bigger winds with this cold front on November 2nd, more than 80 kilometer per gusts, South Australia, and then into Tasmania later on November 2nd. It has some very high gusts, Victoria and New South Wales too, like very late on November 2nd, so almost November 3rd. So be aware, and it might affect New Zealand there November 4th with some stronger winds. Central, southern New Zealand, especially even an area to northern central New Zealand. So be aware. And before that, on like Thursday, October 31st, and Friday, November 1st, that shows so in central New Zealand, stronger there. And yeah, be aware. And today's Wednesday morning shows maybe northwestern New Zealand, still in there too this afternoon, but nothing that crazy. So be aware there, some storms and everything, and the winds and the temperature, especially the heat wave. So you have the warnings here for Australia, the heat wave warnings, and they also have like wind warnings and a bunch of stuff. So this is in